kogency. Reacts channel. There again. There's a rapper named L Busy.
Now, the London...
Hold on. And every time him start him song them, he used to say, LPW, RP Bats. You know what I'm saying? L Busy is a sick rapper. So him always choose good beats. Full of flow, full of style, everything. But, I say, UK drill plug LPW versus CR0. I'm like, what? But as I obviously, he has to be beefing somebody for, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he has to be beefing somebody. So, let's find out who the fuck he's beefing and who's his LPW and everything. And, you know what I'm saying? And in the thumbnail, I say, the STK niggas, Valley Park, woohoo, Parker Squad. Okay, Bad B won't flex with me. Told her come down to the V on Franklin Way, I'll show you machines. The machines don't come with teeth, so you gotta buy that separately. 7 with 5 my splat, bro, ask me how the fuck I sleep. Sorry, I was about to just sing the whole song. Let's jump into the video, man.
Now, the London borough of Croydon has gained a lot of attention in recent years, this mainly due to the crime rate within Croydon rising rapidly, this leading to Croydon even being ranked within the top 20 most dangerous boroughs in London. In 2023, the crime rate within Croydon would be around 109 crimes per 1,000 people, this then coming in 4% higher than London's overall crime rate. It would also be in January 2024 that Croydon had the worst crime rate in London for possession of weapons. Croydon is also a very large borough, with it currently being home to around 385,000 residents. However, what a lot of people don't know about is the ongoing gang war between an alliance of gangs, with the war getting deadly resulting in over 7 people dying, and members from both sides starting to rap in UK drill songs, often rapping about the violent attacks within the streets. This gang war being the LPW alliance versus the CR0 gangs. Now, the LPW alliance is war being the LPW alliance versus the CR0 gangs.
Okay. I thought, okay. I thought they were beefing. Not beefing, but, you know, through the title and the thumbnail and everything. But now it explain, now I understand. Let's go.
Now, the LPW Alliance is a group of gangs that share the same beefs and allies. The gangs included within the LPW Alliance are STK, or Stab to Kill, 5th, VP, or Valley Park, SBV, or S Block, and finally 730, or Green Lanes. All 5 of these gangs would affiliate with each other, and would all form an alliance referred to as LPW, which stands for Lil Patch's World. The alliance was named after a fallen member, but I'll discuss this later. Anyways, these gangs have gained loads of attention within the UK drill scene in recent years, with the most prominent of these being STK, who gained attention after prominent members like Lil Prezi and Tape Dat would make a big name for themselves after dropping UK drill songs that gain hundreds of thousands of views. Now, the LPW gangs are based around multiple estates within Croydon. The STK gang is based around the Shrublands estate within the Shirley area of Croydon, whereas the 5th gang is based around the South Norwood area within Croydon, SE25. The SBV or S Block gang is based around Selhurst, also within the SE25 postcode, and the final 2 gangs under the LPW Alliance are 730, located around Green Lane in the Thornton Heath area, CR7, and VP, which is based around Valley Park and the Franklin Way estate within Croydon. You may have heard of VP, as popular UK drill rapper SL actually hails from the gang, and would be consistently getting millions of views dropping songs like Tropical and Gentleman. Another thing to note is that all of the gangs under the LPW Alliance flag the color blue apart from 730, which reps the color orange. Now, we can't talk about the LPW Alliance without talking about their main rivals. The rival gangs I'll be discussing within this video include CR0 and the Fieldway Boys, or 00. The CR0 gang was formerly known as DSN, or Don't Say Nothing. This gang is based around the town center of Croydon within the CR0 postcode, hence the name CR0. The DSN gang's roots go back to the mid-2000s, with the DSN gang originally being formed to combat youth attacks by Gypset members on Croydon youths. The Gypset gang rivaled the DSN gang around 2005 and 2006, and it would be around the late 2000s that a younger generation of the DSN gang would become more prominent. This set was known as YDSN and D.
Bro, this is the first time I ever really hear about Gypset actually doing, like, beefing people.
2M, or Down 2 murder. Due to the evolution of the DSN gang, new rivals would begin to pop up. One of these included a gang from Thornton Heath known as SMN, or Shine My Nine, and they would also continue the rivalry with Gypset from Gypsy Hill. Now, since the late 2010s, the gang has started to go simply by CR0, as that is where the gang's main territory lies, with olders from the CR0 gang recruiting young members from surrounding estates to the Croydon Center. Another gang based around this area is that of Fieldway or 00. The Fieldway Boys are a street gang based around the Fieldway estate within Croydon, CR0. The gang is mainly based around parts of New Addington, with the gang often recruiting members from this area. Originally, the Fieldway Boys were formerly known as BC or Block Cartel, although other younger generations and subsets have occurred in the area. However, I'll only really be talking about the ones relevant to the beef. The older generation of the BC gang was known as KTS, or Killers That Shoot, and it would be an offshoot gang to the KTS gang that would begin to make noise in the street. This offshoot gang being known as CYT, or Certified Young Thugs. This gang basically had the same territory that the Fieldway Boys do. Following the formation of CYT, around the mid-2010s the gang would disband, and a new gang would be created, this being BC, or Block Cartel, which then later became known as Fieldway or 00. The Fieldway gang has affiliation with CR0 and M20 in Penge, with the Fieldway gang basically sharing the same beef that CR0 do. The Fieldway Boys and CR0 both beef STK, 5th, SBV, VP, CR7 and G Lane. However, for simplicity's sake, I'll refer to the Fieldway Boys and CR0 as the CR0 Alliance. Now, the beef between the CR0 gangs and the LPW Alliance stems back to the DSN versus SMN beef, with the LPW gangs being allied with SMN, and over time, the LPW gangs would basically inherit the beef, as younger members would start hopping on road and drilling on ops. It's also to be noted that gangs like STK and other gangs within the LPW Alliance would be affiliated with another gang known as G Lane. However, these gangs would start to beef each other in recent years, this following the death of a young member who would be left to die by members of the G Lane gang. However, I'll discuss this later. It would be around 2015 and 16 that the beef between LPW and CR0 would begin to get deadly, with stabbings, shootings, and kidnappings taking place within the streets. It would also be around this time that 3 members involved with the beef between CR0 and LPW would die in 1 year, the first of these members being a MH affiliate known as Andre. MH is a gang that actually has beef with LPW gangs, and is allied with Fieldway or 00. On the 16th of August 2016, Andre would be walking within Croydon, supposedly around the Monks Hill area, this area being home to the MH gang, which is the gang that Andre was allegedly affiliated with. Anyways, 4 members of rival gangs would ride out broad day on the 16th of August 2016. The 4 members would spot Andre and would begin to chase him. Andre would sadly not make it far before the rival members would hit him with a pole. The members would then stab Andre multiple times and beat him. This attack would last around 2.5 minutes before the attackers would flee, with police and emergency services being called following the attack. Andre would be rushed to hospital. However, he would sadly die only moments later, with a murder investigation being launched. This investigation would see the arrests of 4 members, with 2 of the members being charged for manslaughter, and the other 2 members being charged and found guilty for the murder. In court, it would also be revealed that Andre's house was even shot up only a month prior to his death. Rest in peace, Andre. Following the death of Andre, members of the LPW month prior to his death.
Wow. Wow. They literally said they came back to visit their sister. Because a month prior, they shut up the house. So they rented somewhere in Kent, away from Croydon. And in 2 weeks, they had to visit their sister. And that same night when they visit their sister, they just came and just pulled up. Literally, they literally drove up, right? How did it?
Last around 2.5 minutes, the members begin to chase him. Andre would 16th of August 2016. The 4 members would spot him with a path.
like
Andre
must have
being
told
launched.
them,
This
bro.
investigation would see the arrests of 4 members, with 2 of them in peace. This then resulting in stabbings and shootings becoming very common in Croydon, with people realizing it could be any day that someone can fall victim to the war, and this would be proven around October 2016, with 2 people dying in a month. In October 2016, a rapper closely aligned with the CR0 gang and Fieldway gang known as Tugsy would be standing in a garden with a friend on Easney Road, Broad Green. However, what he didn't know was that opposition members, thought to be LPW gang members, would get the drop on his location. A rival member would pull up to the house and would gain access to the back back garden, where Tugsy would be standing. Tugsy would then be gunned down by the member, being shot multiple times, with police and emergency services being called to the scene following the attack. With Tugsy dying on the scene, a murder investigation has since been launched. However, the murder goes unsolved till this day, with an innocent man even being arrested for it. Tugsy had actually built himself a decent following as a musician, with an innocent man even
Dad fought first for his life at the hands of gangs after prison release. Is in danger and his mom must also. She left the country, oh my god.
being arrested for it. Tugsy had actually built himself a decent following as a musician, with him dropping songs like That Night and Ops Know Who It Is, which both gained over 100,000 views. Rest in peace, Tugsy. Following this attack on Tugsy, members of CR0 and Fieldway would seek revenge, with these members often riding out onto opposition territory and catching members. However, it would only be around 2 weeks after the death of Tugsy that they would find their retaliation, with yet another person dying. On the 31st of October 2016, only a few weeks following the death of Tugsy, a member of SBV, allied with the LPW Alliance, would be chilling with friends in a Croydon park. During the time he would be with his friends, 4 members of CR0 and Fieldway would be looking for retaliation. They would spot Scotty in the park and would begin to confront him. Scotty would be stabbed in the neck and would be attacked with baseball bats. The attackers would also attack his 2 friends. The attack would last around 3 minutes, with the 4 attackers fleeing after the incident. Scotty would be rushed to hospital following the attack. However, he would be pronounced dead a few hours later, with the members that attacked him quickly being arrested and charged for the murder. A man and a teenager would be found guilty following the attack, with the 2 attackers being sentenced to life with a minimum of 19 and 25 years. Rest in peace, Scotty. It would be during the first months of 2017 that members from the nearby S-Town gang, allied with the LPW gangs, would begin to drop music. This included a member known as YT, who would drop a freestyle with Chucky. This song would be filled with references to the estate that S-Town was based on, this being the Shrublands estate. It would appear that following the release of YT's song, he would become very inconsistent, this mostly being due to the fact that a war was going on in the streets of Croydon, with another person dying in August 2017, with this incident even causing a divide within the LPW Alliance. On the 8th of August 2017, a prominent member of VP, or Valley Park, known as Jets, would be chilling with G-Lane members from nearby Green Lanes. Anyways, the members of G-Lane would actually be linked with gangs from the LPW Alliance around this time. However, it would be the death of Jets that would split these 2 gangs up, resulting in them starting to have a rivalry with each other. Anyways, on the 8th of August 2017, Jets and G-Lane members would be chilling together. At around 11 p.m., members of rival gang CR0 would pull up and would spot Jets and the G-Lane members. The CR0 members would begin to chase Jets, armed with knives and wearing balaclavas. Sadly, the members would catch up to Jets and would stab him multiple times, with the G-Lane members even leaving Jets to die. Police and emergency services would arrive moments later. However, Jets would sadly be pronounced dead hours later. A murder investigation would see the arrests of 3 rival CR0 gang members. These members would later be found guilty for the murder of Jets and would be sentenced to life with a minimum of 22 years, 20 years, and 18 years. Rest in peace, Jets. Jets is actually mentioned loads within songs by LPW members, with a popular member of VP known as SL often mentioning him within tracks, and it would be following SL's breakout track, Gentleman, that he would rap on another viral track known as Tropical, with him rapping, "Rest in peace all my brothers, RIP Jets, RIP T-Bands." However, SL isn't the only rapper honoring Jets. Another set allied with VP known as STK would also show love to Jets in songs, with rappers from this batch often rapping RIP Jets as an ad-lib before the song starts. It would also be following the death of Jets that members of G-Lane would start to beef members associated with the LPW Alliance, this all being due to the fact that G-Lane members left Jets to die. However, this beef is quite confusing, so I won't really be discussing the fact that G-Lane
From what I understand, 7:30, someone snake G-Lane and something like blah blah blah. Then Jets and don't G-Lane, I must abuse CR0. Alright, cool.
Members left Jets to die. However, this beef is quite confusing, so I won't really be discussing it. But just know that members of G-Lane based around CR7 would now beef their former allies. STK, VP, 5th, and SBV. 2018 would begin, with the war continuing, and 2 people being killed in 2018, with the name LPW being created after the death of a member. In March 2018, a member known as Lil Patch, and it would actually, on the 3rd of April 2018, emergency services would be called to Shadwell Pierhead in Tower Tower hamlets to reports of a body within the River Thames. Following this discovery, London Ambulance Service and the Royal National Lifeboat Institution would attend the scene in an attempt to retrieve the body, and once the body was pulled from the water, it was discovered to have been that of Lil Patch, with it even being alleged that rivals tied his feet together and anchored him with a brick, with him then being thrown off a bridge and drowning to death. However, till this day, the death of Lil Patch has gone unsolved and unexplained. Rest in peace, Lil Patch. Following the death of Lil Patch, members associated with the LPW gangs would start to mourn his death, with the gangs STK, 5th VP, and SBV all linking up and creating an alliance, this being referred to as LPW, which stood for Lil Patch World, as a tribute to their fallen friend. It would also be following the death of Lil Patch that the war would continue, with stabbings, shootings, and kidnappings occurring within the streets. However, it would be around 2019 and 20 that a new rapper from the 5th gang would begin to rap, this being T-Way, who would drop a song titled Anglo-Saxon around the beginning of 2019, with this song gaining a lot of attention around this time, currently sitting on around 250,000 views. However, it would be T-Way's next drop that would seriously put him on the map within Croydon and surrounding boroughs, this being a song titled Honda Civ, which was dropped around the summer months of 2019. This song would gain loads of attention, with fans quick to point out T-Way's unique flow and rhyming scheme, with the song currently sitting on around 1.4 million views, just showing the potential T-Way had from the start. Now, the war would quieten down around this time, with T-Way really putting on for the gangs musically. When 2021 would roll around, a member allied with STK named Els would begin to put in work within the streets, and would quickly become loved by members within the LPW alliance. So it would be a surprise when Els would fall victim to the streets, with LPW members seeking violent retaliation, turning Croydon into a war zone. On the 1st of July 2021, a 16-year-old member closely allied with STK known as Els would be in his house with his mum. What he didn't know was that members from the rival CR0 gangs would get the drop on his home address, and it would be around 12 AM that the members would storm his home looking for him. The CR0 members would spot Els whilst he was in his boxers. They would then stab him multiple times with a zombie killer knife, all whilst his mum was watching and attempting to ward off the attack. The attackers would flee following the attack. Police and emergency services would be called to the home.
Fam, you heard what he said, like, before this attack? He was putting in work. He was putting in work in the streets and was getting love from the niggas in his gang. And then somebody got a drop on his house. Interesting. Very interesting. That don't seem like a coincidence to you? I don't know. Maybe I'm paranoid. Maybe.
Following the incident, and despite the attempts of medical professionals, Els would sadly be pronounced dead moments later, with a murder investigation being launched. This investigation saw the arrests of 2 men. These 2 men would be charged and found guilty for the murder, with one of the members getting...
And then, like, he's putting in work, so, like, obviously the ops are gonna try. Yeah, they want to get him down, bro.
Life with a minimum of 28 years, and the other boy being given 15 years. Rest in peace, Els. After the death of Els, LPW members would begin to mourn his loss, with rappers from STK starting to pay tribute to him in pretty much every song, with them rapping, "Long live Jets, long live Els, don't get filled with bells." It would also be around 2021 and 2022 that young members would start rapping, further putting on every gang involved in the beef. On the CR0 side, rappers like M-Trap would start to drop music, and on the LPW side, rappers like Ying Yang and T-Way gained millions of views. However, T-Way isn't that consistent, and is the definition of quality over quantity, with him dropping a UK drill anthem titled Private Ryan, with this song currently sitting on around 3.3 million views. In 2022 and 2023, more members would start rapping under the gangs, mostly STK, which would be very prominent around this time, with rappers like Tape Dat, Lil Prezi, and Yucky gaining thousands of views. However, despite all of the outside eyes looking in on Croydon drill, there was still an active war going on in the streets of Croydon, and most recently, 2 people would be killed as a result of the beef in 2023. In April 2023, a member affiliated with 5th and LPW known as G1 would be shot dead at point-blank range with a shotgun, followed with 5th and LPW known as G1 would be shot dead at point-blank range with a shotgun. Following the shooting, the attackers would flee and leave G1 to die on the scene. Paramedics would arrive moments later, however it would be too late, and G1 would be pronounced dead moments later. A murder investigation would be launched following this incident, and would see the arrests of 4 members who would all be charged and found guilty. Rest in peace, G1. It would be over 2 months later that another member affiliated with LPW would be killed. This just showing how pointless the road life is, with it rarely leading to anything positive, only jail and death. On the 14th of June 2023, a member of 5th known as Kruger would be stabbed multiple times. Following a confrontation with other youths, police and emergency services would arrive on the scene moments later. However, Kruger would sadly be pronounced dead moments later, with a murder investigation being launched. However, up till this day, no one has been charged or found guilty for the murder, with it being alleged that the attackers were G Lane members. An investigation would also be launched into the Met police officers that attended the crime, as supposedly more could have been done to save Kruger's life. Rest in peace, Kruger. Since the death of Kruger, rappers from STK like Lil Preezy and Tape Dat would gain loads of attention in the UK drill scene. I really believe if these rappers stay consistent and distance themselves from the road life, they can blow and earn serious legit money, as realistically consistency gets money. If you have learned one thing from this video, make sure it's to stay away from the road life, as this life rarely leads to anything positive, either leading to jail or death. Rest in peace.
Facts. And he said consistency leads to money, so I need to be more consistent. Thank you, UK Drill Plug. Anyway, kogency reaction, and I like that video. Like my video, comment, share, subscribe, and I'm out.